So today what you're going to be doing is a univariate data project that is going to be worth a quiz grade. Now this one here says Math 1 at the top. Both Math 1 and Discrete are going to be completing the same project, so I'm going to explain it to both classes. Even though this one says Math 1, it is for both classes. So it says in the table below are the year-by-year totals for each of the players. The data are in order by years, but each row is not necessarily the same year for each player. So this might be 1970 for Barry Bonds, but that doesn't mean it's 1970 for Mark McGwire. So don't worry about the years on the side here. Each row is the same year for each given player. So this is like year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, and so on. Underneath it tells you what you need to find for each data set. So, and you can also see the point scale on here. Okay, I'll zoom out a little bit so that we can see this a little bit better. For Barry Bonds, you are going to find Barry Bonds' runs, Barry Bonds' hits, and Barry Bonds' home runs. For Sammy Sosa, you're going to find Sammy Sosa's runs, hits, and home runs. Same thing here for Mark McGwire. Down at the bottom you can see it says for each set of data find, we have the mean, the median, the 5-number summary, the identify any outliers, the stem and leaf plot, and the box and whisker plot. Okay, hold on 1 second while I go grab a piece of paper. I forgot. You can see for each set of data, it's worth 10 points. So for each set, for Barry Bonds' runs, it's 10 points. For Barry Bonds' hits, it's 10 points. For Barry Bonds' home runs, it's 10 points. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. And then down at the bottom, it says which player would you most like as a teammate is 5 points. And then if you turn it in on time, it's 5 points. On time is by the end of the class period today. What I forgot over on the other side of the classroom, which I just ran to go get, was the sample sheet that was attached to the back of your paper. So you can see here, this is an example of how you can organize your information if you want. Some say sample, some do not. If you want to use this, okay, and just copy right over it and just ignore that sample, that's okay with me, okay? But you're going to have to create one for each baseball player. So you're going to have to make one of these for Barry Bonds, one of these for Sammy Sosa, and one of these for Mark McGwire, because you have to do the runs, the hits, and the home runs. What they've done here is I've listed exactly what you need to find to make sure that you answer all the questions. So if you find all of these, you make a stem and leaf plot and you draw your box and whisker plot for each of the baseball players and each of the runs, hits, and home runs. You will get the full 100 as a quiz grade. This is a quiz grade. Do not just not do this project. Okay. I want to show you a couple things to help this project be a little bit easier on you and not take as much time. So I want to write down our calculator functions because I want you to use the calculator as much as possible with this project. So calculator functions. So we're going to go over how to enter data. So to enter data, I'll zoom back in. We're going to hit Stat and Edit. If there is data already in your screen, you can reset your calculator or you can hit, so to clear data, you can press Clear and Enter. Do not ever press Delete in that screen. If you delete, you're going to delete the whole column and you'll get all wrong answers and you'll have to reset your calculator back. Once you've entered in your data, to calculate, we are going to press Stat Calc, and then we select one var stats. And then this is where we have to hit enter, 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 until it gives us that big data screen. So I have some data already in my calculator. It's not the same data that you're using for your project. Stat, edit, brings up the data. And we're going to keep this data in here, okay? And then we're going to use it to show the steps in the calculator over here. To calculate, we're going to hit stat, go over to calc, and we're going to select the one var stat. So I'm going to hit enter, 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 however many times we need to hit enter so it comes up with this screen here. One of the symbols that you may have seen written on the other piece of paper, okay, that we are going to use is this symbol here, X with the bar on top of it. This X with the bar on top of it is the first thing that's given in our screen here. That is the mean. So the calculator will find the mean for us. So when it's asking in the project for us to find the mean, the median, the min, Q1, Q2, Q3, and the max, all of that is found right here in this calculator screen. Our mean is the first number. Our median is right here as quartile 2. And then we have our 5-number summary, the min, Q1, Q2, Q3, and the max. And the outliers we're going to find just by looking at the data. Is there a number that seems like it's way bigger or way smaller than the rest? There could be, there could not be. If you don't think there is, just say no outliers. If you think there's more than one, then write however many you see. If you have more than 3, it's not an outlier. Okay, so if you have 1 or 2 numbers that seem like they're really off, put them down as outliers. Now, in order for us to create a stem and leaf plot, we need to have the data be in order. The calculator will also put the data in order for us. So, let's go over how to do that. To put data in order, we're going to press our stat button. And now we're going to go down to option 2 where it says sort A with that little parentheses. So we're going to go down right here to where it says sort A with the parentheses. Hit enter. And we're going to press second and the number 1. So second and the number 1, and it's going to bring up L1 into our screen here, and we're going to press enter again. And it's going to tell us done. So it's going to tell us that they've done it, they've sorted it, they've put it in numerical order. So now we can go back to L1. And our L1 is our where we enter in the screen. So stat edit. So if we go back to the stat edit, we can see that they've taken those numbers and they've put them in order for us. So now we just have to look in our calculator and write all the numbers for our stem and leaf plot. Okay, so it's going to be a lot easier once we have these data in order. So these are the steps that you follow to put the data in order. So you don't have to sit there and write all the numbers out one by one in order by hand. So remember, with this project, you're going to have the rest of the class period today to work on this, okay? You want to make sure you have these calculator functions and you're using them. If you're having trouble with the calculator, find somebody around you who understands how to use the calculator and ask them if they can help you. If there are serious issues and nobody in the classroom knows how to use the calculators, ask the substitute if you can go next door to Mrs. Connor's room and ask Ms. Connor if she can show you some of the functions in the calculator. Remember how much each one is worth. 10 points, 10 points, 10 points. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. 5 points for your explanation, so make sure that you're explaining who do you want as your teammate, and not just Mark McGuire because I think he's cute, or Sammy Sosa because of this reason, he has a cool name. It has to be a logical answer. I want Barry Bonds because he has more hits, or more home runs, or something like that. And then 5 points that you've turned it in on time. If you don't get it finished by the end of the day today, turn it in right on the top that you're not finished with it and you'd like more time, okay? If there's more time, we can give it to you. If not, I will take that into consideration when grading, as long as I can see that you've made a good effort, okay? So